Very carefully written. Was there room for improv?
There was, maybe not so much through those segments, but the monologue, the opening monologue, sure, and all that sort of riffing between Gus and Jack, lots of lines in there that we had scripted.
I mean, like a lot of directors would say to the cast, we're not wedded to this is, we stewed over it for 8 years, and it's everything to us, but feel free, that's the subject to say that, but it's like, feel free if it's not working, and you do it, clearly there are definitely moments where a line doesn't sort of sound right, or it didn't sound American enough, and please tell us if there are moments which were a bit clunky in that regard, we tried our best, but no, yeah, like I said in the monologue, there are some gags in there, I think that maybe were good.
And also, through that doco prologue at the start, we say docu over here, don't we? Sorry. All those scenes where you see Jack with a guest and we're just seeing little flashes. I mean, all that stuff, we just kept the cameras rolling. It was just gold. It was just go take after go take of Jack, David, just extemporising it. Yeah.
He managed to sneak in a couple of little Chicago references, like we never sort of specified where he was born, where he grew up, and I think even he mentions Berlin, Illinois,
which is the hometown of Spectacularly.
Oh, it's really? Yeah. That's hilarious. I don't know if you're allowed to say, I know this was an independent budget. Can you talk about shooting schedule and budget?
Yeah, we can talk about schedule.
All right.
We can talk about schedule. It was allegedly 20 days to shoot the movie, which was fine.
Yeah, actually,
It was actually fine. We never did overtime, and in Australia we do shorter days as well, I think. Oh, thank you. Yes, no overtime.
But at the same time, don't tell IFC.
That's exactly how producers reacted at the end of the day. Yeah, but we finished early some days, and that scared people as well. So it was like, there must be more. It's like, no, we could do more takes, but we're around 15, and they're pretty good.
And it's, it's meant to be a live show, so you don't want to kill it. You just don't want to keep working these actors. It's meant to feel fresh.
Did you rehearse though? Did you ever
I did a little though. We would block. The blocking is people sitting in chairs. But no, those things obviously there's a bit more staging going on. So the rehearsals were quick. We do a library, sort of blocking, on a simple scene maybe it's 10 minutes and then slightly more complicated one 15, 20, and then, we'll shoot.
But we had the luxury of shooting 3 cameras the whole time on those studios. We shot it like a real TV show, so that just gave the actors plenty of freedom to move around. They didn't have to hit marks or anything like that because the cameras would, follow them.
Yeah, the more mistakes will make it better.
Yeah. We were embracing all those little mistakes. Like, if the boom came and shot, we'd say, boom and shot. Oh, I can't get it out. No, we want the boom and shot.
Well, especially that era of television, you saw that all the time, right?
Yeah, and like all those little zooms and crash zooms, and so we would happily get the actors to say, just move a little bit differently or land here, it doesn't matter. And it was going to make it a bit more, kinetic for the cameras, like, oh, what's going on now? And we use those ones, so I would expect that this to make it feel alive.
I guess I keep harping on the budget because I noticed that you didn't, it was a smaller budget, but this film is a period piece.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. It is so authentic to the time. Again, you weren't in America. How do you know this world so well?
Well, as Australians, we're basically the 51st state in many ways, right? And we grew up, we had our own, local shows and film to a degree back in the little kids at least. But most of what we consumed was the American product and the English, but mostly the American. So we just grew up with it. It was our pop culture as well. So you kind of just very imbued with American movies and TV. So, so it didn't feel foreign. It didn't feel foreign to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in the lead up to the production, it was just watching lots and lots of YouTube clips of Dick Cavett and Johnny Carson. And
we'd probably written with Dick Cavett in mind. We'd like people would ask, who did you picture? It's really just Dick Cavett. And I think that comes across in some of the language, but then David comes in and does his thing and turns it into something else, which is the beauty of the process.
Before I open it up to the audience for questions, just raise your hand if you have one. We'll try to get to as many as possible. I just want to ask, because we were talking outside about I love horror films, I love horror stories. I never want anything to actually happen to me in real life, like keep all that voodoo away. Did anything strange ever happen on set, or was it pretty harmonious? Because I feel like you're sort of messing with stuff here, like.
Yeah. We had a visit from some members of Bohemian Grove one day.
Really?
No.
There was nothing too spooky, but I mean, there's maybe one little story where just on the last day of shooting, we were about to go in and shoot that very heavy scene with Jack and his wife, and we just had lunch, and I drove my car back into my car spot, and I've been parking in the same spot for the last 6 weeks, and it was only on this day that I noticed when I got out of my car that there was this owl totem, like a plastic owl, sitting in the dirt, like up to its sort of head. And I thought, this is going to be some kind of omen or something. And I pulled it out of the ground and we put it in the scene.
No, you don't move it.
We're cursed now.
We're quite
The curse is working out pretty well, I'd say. Well, again, if you have a question, just raise your hand. I see one way back there. Yes, you.
So what was what brought you to include Bohemian Grove? What was it about that?
Yeah, it just seemed really, mysterious and a bit sinister if you have an imagination. And I think the owl thing, because the show's called Night Owls, and it had been Night Owls, I think, from Drive One many years ago. So I think once we saw those images, I think there's one early in the piece, but that massive owl totem carved out of the redwood or the cliff or whatever it is, it felt like it had to be kind of thing. And the more reading we did, the more it felt appropriate.
I'm so sorry. Is Bohemian Grove a real thing?
It is.
I thought you made it up for this movie.
Well, no, the Grove is made up. Simply the Grove. Very different. Yeah, it's a real thing outside of San Francisco. I think they've got a clubhouse in San Francisco, and then they've got this camp out in the forest in the redwoods, and it's been a place where, decisions of international significance get made amongst, politicians and, Kissinger and all your wonderful presidents of the past. We go out there and skinny dip and then talk about how to, how to blow up the world.
I assumed it was based on real thing, but I didn't think you were actually using the name.
Oh God, we should
have called it something different. We really should have. We got a bit lazy.
Yeah, we did. We kind of had other things on our plate. There's some so much recently where they call something the craft. I don't think we have a name like that.
Yeah. Like the hippie forest.
Yeah. The foresters.
Nixon's Glen.
Hi, first of all, great film, and so I think it must have broken some kind of record for how many opening logo it has.
Oh God,
Does that
that is so
reflect-
galling. I'm sorry if you guys have to sit through this.
Does that reflect how challenging it was to get the film funded and
In
how
a way,
you
that's
guys
what
captured
about
that?
filmmaking. You see, and oftentimes, look, let's be honest, you go to a festival, there's a film with 10 logos, you think, oh, this is not going to be very good. So that's our view, it's like from there. And look, all those people deserve their spot because it is, lower. I mean, it's been money, but you're calling from everywhere, and a lot of people are involved to help make it happen. And they deserve their moment. But it feels like we've got a. Sorry?
Someone from one of the companies.
Oh, right. Cool, right. So, there's gratitude, but then it's like, it feels like, you've got to. It's got to. We really, I feel like it's been really fucking good.
How much of the budget went to landing Michael Ironside to do the narration? It's worth every penny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We love Michael. Yeah. I couldn't believe we got him. He was just like so far at the top of our list for guys to do that narration, and absolutely couldn't believe we could get his services.
We got only thought him for an hour, of course, but no, he was wonderful. And because he lives in Albany, in New York, I think. So we were up at like 2 in the morning to go into a booth in Melbourne to connect with him, and he was just on fire. He was
That's so cool.
so great.
One in the corner?
Yeah, so first off, just want to say shout out to just you guys being from Australia. I grew up overseas, so I totally feel that 51st state thing, like just growing up with American culture and stuff.
Yeah.
I have a question. So I'm currently pitching something in my school that's like very out there, and it seems like you guys, like, you know, this film is like so out there, but like you found an audience here. I guess like I have a question, like, what's a piece of advice if you're like, you know, pitching something that is really out there but has a very human element that has very out there elements as well?
Yeah.
Good question.
Question about the pitch. This isn't the kind of movie that lends itself to like the 20-second elevator pitch.
Yeah, it's true. And I really think visual material is so important. Like for us, it was anyway. We did like a pitch deck that was based on an old TV guide. Is it TV guide? Yeah. From the 70s, from that week. And we lovingly reproduced this thing with crosswords and articles and comped in David's head onto somebody else. And
There's an ad for Cavendish cigarettes with Gus working. So it was like several weeks of work to put that together.
And then there was a little sizzle thing as well. We grabbed old clips of Cabot and put some very dark music to. I think we took the original soundtrack to The Exorcist, the Schifrin score, and that was quite effective too. I think that really sold the tone of the film. And when Roy and Stephen of Spooky Pictures saw that, they were on board straight away. And also that pitch deck, that TV guide, got sent to David, and that was also a big thing that got him over the line as well. So yeah. It's all good and well to have a good script, but
you'd like to think a good script is all you need. We always felt that. But this time around, it's like we learned a few things. Like you just got to make an impact. Even the few minutes that you're going to have, the time with someone very important and connected, and everything happens. So.
Yeah. Quick follow up. Can I give you guys business cards after this?
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
We want 300 business cards to the end.
Will we ever see Cleo's perspective?
Cleo's, yeah.
No,
Cleo, story.
It is another story. Cleo, what do we call her?
Cleo James.
Yeah. It was meant to be Cleo Lane, who's a real jazz singer.
Does that maybe anything to anyone? So I probably didn't know that we didn't use it. Cleo Lane is like, Britain's first lady of jazz. And she lives over here, she's 95 or something. You should check her out, her music, she's amazing voice. We're like her biggest fans, and we did track down the daughter who's also a jazz singer, and we did with we probably could have
Because we want in that sort of the opening, whatever you call it, the credits for the show when you see the guests. We always had Cleo up there, or the root Cleo Lane right until the last year.
But you still use Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
No fears
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Let's take one more shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm always curious with like body horror films, the budget it takes and tries for practical effects. So when you're doing those practical effects, do you go through iterations of them? Like, let's try the worms looking like this. Let's try it like this. And are there any that you want to talk about that fell really flat?
Question about perfecting the practical effects.
Yes, do we get? Yeah, there's no rehearsals on it. No. I mean, you just got to back an idea and just go to town and cross your fingers. Which is
We just with the time and money we had, we weren't seeing some of those gags until the day of the shoot, and it was that's just the way it was. We just had to trust Russell, who was our special makeup guy, and awesome. It would just blow us away every time. He'd bring this latex monstrosity on set. And go, okay, what have we got on the menu today?
We could ask a lot of, I mean, they did an amazing job again, like everyone else on the shoot, put their heart and soul into it. Everyone got paid, but, not enough to do all the stuff that ideally, all the tests that we do on a big budget. But it's exciting talking to the thrilling.
Yeah, I mean, really, we only had one take. Although, like I said, we were running 3 cameras. But the ripping open of the stomach, that was a one take thing. We didn't have enough worms to go second or third, and they were getting pretty tired too. At the end of the day, those guys.
Yeah, the worm wrangling say, guys, the worm's getting tired. I need to wrap it up.
I mean, all your designs, the costumes, the set, that's what I was saying about it, it's so authentic. It's shocking to me. Before we go on, please, this movie is still in theaters, so please spread the word, because it's so great to see people coming out for it. I also want to ask people who work in this particular genre, because you know, you go to work every day, and there's worms and knives and blood. What scares you? Like, if somebody were to make a horror film, what would that be about?
You know, it's funny. I remember seeing a Q&A with M. Night Shyamalan for the visit some years ago in Australia, and he was asked the same question. Yeah, and I think he's got the perfect response. It's flying. Right? Like you have no control, and it was like for him, it was like I'm a director. I need control over everything, and that's the one thing I don't have any control over. And I can really relate to that. When I'm up there, I'm absolutely shitting my pants.
Enjoy your boat back to Australia.
Yeah.
Slow boat too.
For you?
No, I don't know. I mean, nothing, certainly when it comes to sort of the supernatural, and I think we're both pretty, maybe I'm a little more open-minded than my brother, I mean, just a little. I think it's scary me just, I mean, stuff that's going on in the world and politics in certain, you know, powerful nations, and, you know, that's real horror. Yeah, so I can't, you know, it's, yeah. I mean, a good horror movie scares me, and it's quite cathartic as well. I figure that's what something like
And rats. I fucking
that.
hate
He does. He jumps up on the table and will squeal.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, just little mice, sort of hamsters.
Well, again, please do spread word. So I forgot how great it looks on a big screen too. So let everyone know. Thank you all for being great on. Thank you so much for being here.
Someone in the audience says, "We love you, Jack." What if could we all do that for David? Is that okay? Would that be silly? That's really silly. On 3, 2, 1. I'm recording, so.
We love you, Jack.
Wait,
He'll do the camera.
Jack. No, say Jack.
Say Jack. Yeah, Jack.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
We love you, Jack.
Thank you.